Bright suns and rising moons, fellow droids. Welcome back to Not the Droids podcast. I'm Danny.
And I'm Mayuri. And today we're going to be talking about episodes 15 and 16, An Adventure with Yoda, The Talon Takeover, Mystery of the Opal Cave, and Clash.
Episode 15 released November 8th, 2023 on Disney Plus and Disney Junior, and episode 16 released on Disney Plus on November 8th and on Disney Junior November 9th of 2023.
Yes, we're getting close to where we are in life a year ago.
We're about just a year out. Yeah, our friend Yoda's back.
Oh my God. I was so excited when I saw the title and I was like, An Adventure with Yoda. Finally, we haven't seen Yoda for a very long time.
We haven't. It's weird
Um,
seeing Yoda on a speeder.
yes.
That
Also,
threw
I've
me.
always considered Yoda to be a very slow moving being, and he was moving very quickly through these. The speeder was hilarious. I didn't know speeders could go on water. Like I thought that's why they had skiffs. But okay, speeders could go on water, fine. Yoda's giggling throughout the entire episode. Every time he says it, do it, you must. I was just like, every time he was just like, haha. I feel like he was just taunting them. It was great.
I really enjoyed Kai spitting out the leaves. You're just like,
It's like, how do you animate that? Put, put. And it's like, nope. It's like, boom. I did have a question for you. So, like, obviously, they had that challenge for the tree that they had to go past. Yoda went through it. Liz and Nubs went over it, and Kai went through it, of course, because that's what Yoda did.
Mhm.
What would you have done?
Depends who I would have been behind.
Oh, really? Would you have followed or gone the opposite way?
I would have followed because I'm on a speeding bike going through a forest that might not be super familiar with on a speeder. So I would
That's
have
true.
followed unless there was like a backlog in front of me. I would have followed the path
Whoever was in
and
front. Yeah.
stayed with what because you're going together, so I would stay together.
Yeah. I would have gone over because
Yeah.
I feel like if you went over, like at least you could see what's happening and like
Mhm.
you don't know in the tree like the twists and turns, I guess. That was funny. But I feel like we got the lesson early in this episode from Yoda. I thought it was when he goes presenting, when you're presented with a challenge, like breathe and stay calm, which is just the overarching theme. But I don't know.
I went with so stay calm and breathe is really in all of the
Yeah,
episodes. But focus on the challenge in front of you and you can do it. And the other one that I really appreciate is you are more capable than you realize.
that's a good one. That was a good lesson. I liked like look, Yoda was with them the whole time, so all of these like Jedi lessons that they've been learning was like really peppered. I feel like he was testing them kind of to
Hmm.
see how they would
Well, and
react.
we haven't mentioned who came into this episode who was really getting Yoda's lessons is our dear
Oh yes,
friend Nash.
Nash. Oh yeah, because I was laughing. I was like, yes, they've left the speeders again in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully they won't get stolen or crushed. And I thought this episode, the Nash was for the first time a little insufferable.
She was a bit chaotic.
She was so chaotic, and I kind of
So
liked that like Yoda was observing her a lot more.
yeah. And like she's the one that brought the problem is her friend Zephyr is having problems with Jay and Fever, who
Yeah,
are vandalizing and stealing things. And even though Yoda tells Nash, stay with the ship,
which I thought was funny
she
because
always
Nash
tells RJ.
RJ to stay with the ship. And I'm like, duh, you should stay with the ship. What is a droid gonna do if someone's gonna try and steal your ship? Droid
And
can't
what are
fly
you
it.
gonna do to help?
That's true. But I think the assumption is that Nash doesn't really know who Yoda is. And I wonder if that plays into it because
But it's still an adult. don't matter who it
Yeah.
is, we're talking about an adult who obviously the young kids look up to, and he says, "Stay with the ship. This is a big problem. We're going to help, but we need you to be available if we
To
need to make
fly.
a break
Yeah.
for it. We will get your friend." And she decides that three young Jedi and a Jedi Master can't handle the situation.
She's got to join. And then putting Zephyr in the ship and then just immediately abandoning it because there's another challenge.
Like your
Like
best bet
it's
would have been getting Zephyr back to your ship.
yeah, it would have been that. But also I feel like I'm like, Nash, are you taking lessons from Kai in Chaos? Like you
Mhm.
don't have to be the one to solve all the
No.
problems. But yeah, I did find it funny when they were like, when she was like, I should have stayed on the ship because then we could have been on it. And they were like, let's get to the Crimson Firehawk. Yoda starts running. And I was like, oh, Yoda must be a very spry, however
He's
old
only
he is,
650 years old.
which we learned later
We
in
learn
these
later in a different
episodes.
episode.
But I was like, yeah, for 650 years, he's
He's
pretty
doing
up on
great,
it.
but also like he realized it's now not only just equipment, it is a person.
Yeah. So now it's a rescue, which is way different.
Yeah.
And I love Zephyr's reactions through the entire back half of this episode because
Hmm.
like he wasn't talking, but he just like looks frightened all the time
Yes, he's just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
because he's not an adult or anything. But I did think it was cool at the end of the episode, like Yoda's use of the Force on such a large scale kind of shows the young Jedi that like, hey, you're using the Force to like pick up twigs and trees and stuff.
This
And
is what
like
will happen in
eventually
650 years.
in 650 years, you could literally
Just,
hold ships. It's like scorpioning, like,
yeah.
get over here.
Especially when you see it from the size point of the Firehawk to
Oh my god,
the
the Firehawk's so
it's so
tiny.
tiny. I'm like, why are you struggling to get through this asteroid belt? You're tiny. You can.
Yeah, but I thought it was good. I thought it was like it was a good callback to the fact that they have done an asteroid like belt
Yes.
before, but that this was a much harder one. And
Hmm.
like finally seeing Nash kind of doubt herself a little bit
Yes. But
and
then gaining her
overcome that.
confidence back and like looking at Yoda and go like, you just sit there.
That was so funny. It's like you do this and you do that and you do that and to the one adult in the room, just sit there.
But you also think of it from the aspect of flying the ship. Nash knows what her friends are capable of, and she knows like Yoda is an adult, but she doesn't know if Yoda is a piloting adult.
That's true. That is true. I
I
mean,
did
I
love
would
watching
assume,
Nubs shooting the asteroids. He was
oh
having
my
so much.
God.
Nubs is very much, I think, modeled off of a Chewie type character.
Yeah, 100%. Because like Nubs was just like pew 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 pew. Loves it.
You just his little giggle.
In a very serious time, he's just like
Yeah.
I love it.
So these four, we've gotten a lot of new villains. Or like
Um
returning villains. Like this was like
returning
a
villains.
and I don't know if it's just because of how we're watching them, because we watch them in sets of four, but we had a lot of so our next one,
Listen, I got super excited. I literally screamed and I was like, "Oh my God, Timur!" I feel like I'm a fangirl at this point.
so the Talon takeover, the Talon, which is Tabor's ship, gets taken over
Which did we
by
know that was the
Salak.
name of? Yes, our villains are coming together in the same episode. Well, because
Mhm.
at the first in the beginning when they it was like foggy and the villains were coming, I didn't quite realize who it was.
It took me a
And
while to like remember these villains because they had been behind the door the whole time last time.
yeah, but I remembered Salak and I saw Salak come up like in the subtitles and I was like, "Oh hey,
I just have
are
listed Salak Dino villain,
from the Gangools."
the Gangles. Yep.
Yeah. We found out the name of the little third party in that Gangools, the Tota Joe.
I didn't catch any of the other names.
Yeah, so there was Speeds, which I remember from the last time we saw them, but there was like a little like a Baba Frick
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
And I think his name is Tota Joe, which it took me a second to realize what they were saying, and I was like, what?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I love that in the beginning of the episode that EB3 was getting so sassy
He was.
with Tabor and his condescending attitude. I was like, ooh, the henchmen are starting to
Do it.
unionize.
Do it.
Um,
The Talon is on its way to the outpost on Dadoon. Do we have a
which
planet
is a new
name?
prep. Yeah.
I think we've heard of Dadoon. I don't know that we've been there, but I feel like in one of the ones where they were like headed the pirate planet, I feel like
It
Dadoon is somewhere in there because I'm like, that sounds familiar, but I couldn't place it.
yeah, I couldn't place
Or
it,
I just
but
like saying Dadoon.
Dune. No, I love that Tabor got bested by like a virtually adult, which was nice. I was like,
Yeah.
you are still a child. Can I
Can we discuss Nash's sense of humor of when she chooses to laugh at things? Like when she was laughing, she's like, oh, it's really funny that a pirate got kidnapped by a pirate.
favorite though is like she was like driving the ship, totally trusting her Jedi friends, and she's like, so like, are we really giving them a ride? Like, I don't. And that's why she finds out, and that's where she laughs. And I was just like, it is funny
Yeah,
because
I
I
would
was
have
like,
laughed too. I'm like, I know that is really funny.
but it also it's like the Gangools are done with Tanu. They must have gone around to all the
Mhm.
towns and have been run out of all of them at that point.
Yep. And they say they're done
Um,
with Sanu.
yeah, but in a kind of like I hate this planet kind of way. Like they didn't succeed.
Oh, there's
So
Jedi everywhere. Why would you choose the planet where they're literally training the Jedi?
there's
Like
Jedi
Yoda was
everywhere.
just flying through Tanu. Like,
But I do love that like EB3 and them were like begging for help. And people were like, you stole from us. Like,
why are we
absolutely
gonna help
not.
you?
Like, you guys are so mean to
And
us.
then Tabor was mad at them for going to the Jedi for help.
The Jedi were the only ones that would help.
Jedi, like
Um,
Tabor sitting there behind the screen, he's like, I was gonna figure this out myself. We're like, dude, you're still behind the screen. You've been on the ship alone for a while now.
yeah, seriously. But I will say, when they go to rescue Tabor, Nash in this episode chooses to stay behind with the ship
Yes, I
and
noticed
not
that.
leave RJ. And I was like, oh, I wonder if Nash learned a lesson.
Yeah. Growth
Uh,
across episodes.
growth. It was growth. And I love how the Jedi are empowering EB3 and Pord to
Yes.
like come up with their own
Did you catch the
plans.
lesson?
No.
I'm going with, I like using a quote when I find the lesson. We're a team, we always work together to come up with the best plan. And I feel like it was said
Oh,
early on, but I feel like by the end of it, it kind
it was
of,
really pushed
because
in.
everyone, because like Kai being like, EB3, you have good ideas. And he was like so shocked when the Jedi were like, yeah, let's do your thing.
Yeah, that was I mean, I if I had to choose a lesson, I probably would choose like believe in yourself
Yeah.
too, because like EB3 and Pord don't really believe that they have good
Yeah,
ideas.
I think there's like a confidence issue there, and I think it does relate to the fact that they are a team.
Yeah. Um, I like how Tabor calls them his friends by the end of the episode because I
Yes.
always considered them just like his henchmen,
Yeah. But no, they're
because he doesn't respect
friends.
them,
I enjoyed his thanks to the Jedi, kind of,
kind of.
sort of, I
I
guess.
also love
Thank
that
you, I guess.
they left the Gangles on an abandoned outpost,
That's their fault.
and I was just like, are they just gonna try and figure out how to leave?
Yep. That's on them. They're pirates, so
But yeah, I liked this episode a lot, actually.
yeah, this one was fun.
But the next one,
Episode 15. 16.
well, 16, I think. I kind of like this because it was all about shiny things.
Can
I
we talk
was
about
curious.
the name of the planet and the
Utuan?
Utu Prime.
Utu Prime. I
And
missed that
the
part.
people that live there are the Utus.
The Utus.
I wrote it out phonetically.
I like that. I only caught the name of the opals. I was like, Utuan opals. And I was like, that's that. That's pretty cool. I did say like they're all very sloth looking.
Yeah.
The
Ava.
Ava,
Ava is our main Utu.
who's also a child,
Yes.
which was kind of fun. I was like, cool, this
Kai is being
child,
very logical here.
I think he's finally learning some lessons. I did laugh though, because when they were talking about the legends
Hmm.
and all of this stuff and like mining for this really ultra like not rare but like coveted opal, I was getting very like Lord of the Rings, like Mithril and the Balrog vibes.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, you gotta be careful mining that stuff.
Um, so Nubs is very scared, and so is Ava.
Nubs is such a scaredy cat in this
Poor
episode.
Nubs. He's such a hobbit.
I love that he really is. He's like when they're like walking, he has like the lightsaber out in one hand, and then he's like clutching Ava with his other, like
He
hobbling
jumps
along.
into Ava's arms at one point.
And I'm like, bro, you have a lightsaber.
He's like, oh, super strength. Poor Ava.
I feel like we have not seen Nub's super strength in a
No,
very
I think
long
it's
time.
gone.
I think it's gone.
I think it's
Um,
gone. So they go exploring and they find out that it is not the legendary monster.
it's my boy with a very
Boy,
genius plan. It was a genius plan that he obviously took credit for, even though it was EB3's
it's
plan.
definitely EB3's plan. He learned his
Uh,
lesson about sharing their plans
well, maybe, well, he listened to their plan.
and claimed it as his.
I mean, that's fine. He was bragging to his enemies.
Can we talk about the plan was using a fog machine, a statue, and a speaker. Did Nubs curse out the fake statue?
Yes, I think he
In
did.
a moment where he was just like, I'm like, did Nubs just curse out this
I think he
statue in
did.
this children's show?
I literally, well, because like he's speaking Poobian, right? Like, but we all caught the vibe. We
We
all
know the
caught the vibe.
vibe. We know what was
Um,
going on there. I was like, oh, Nubs, you got a medal.
I do enjoy that the lesson that I caught was like, don't let fear hold you back.
That's exactly. No one should let
Um,
fear hold them back.
or get in the way.
Mhm.
I do enjoy that, like, when Nubs went to go get help, all the adults were like, ooh, we're very scared. I know that you say it's not a real monster, but we're still so too scared to
We still don't
go.
believe you.
They let fear get in the way. I will say those gems were really pretty.
They were.
I
And
like
when
how they like
Nubs,
boom.
and they
I
all
wish
like, it was beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
was all honestly, I was just like, that would be such a delight in modern day to just like hit two rocks together and have them sparkle and shine and just watch it. I'm like, it like reminds
I
me
was
of
trying to
like,
get fireworks. It didn't work.
hmm,
We finally get to meet another young Jedi.
we get a name of another young Jedi. Cause I like we were coming up and I was like, oh, there's Jedi. They're all training together. And when Master Zia was like, oh wait, Kai, I know that you're used to training with Liz and Nubs, but and I was like, oh my God, we're finally learning another youngling, Jovi,
Jovi.
who was kind of, I don't want to curse, but he was kind of an asshole.
Part of me was like, I don't know if Jovi's gonna stay good.
They were I was watching and I was like, I wonder if Jovi's gonna antagonize Kai on purpose, which they did.
Yes.
Um, I mean, it was a good lightsaber matchup, but like,
They're a good friendship matchup where they're competitive and they have different opinions where they challenge each other. Like Kai is all about Yoda, but Jovi is about this
God,
Master
Master
Chris,
Chris,
who is a girl who can flip with her sabers.
Yes, which is amazing.
Yeah, I was like, go
Yes, we
Jovi.
love that. This is also where we actually learned that Yoda is over 650.
Yes.
So I would assume that puts him in the 650 to 700 years
Yes.
mark. Um, but yeah, but I was gonna say still seems more mature than
I
Kai.
think Jovi has like a year, maybe two. Not much, but I think his training is about a year or two above Kai.
Yeah, because like when they get sent on this mission together, Jovi is very much like wanting to do what Master Zia asks him to do.
Yeah.
And Kai is the one who's like, this is kind of simple. Like,
Yeah. Are you surprised we have this basic little like mission? Like, we're better than this.
yeah, I thought that was kind of like Kai. Not everything needs to be like the flashiest of
Also, like,
things.
you got a mission.
I know. Like,
Just be
you
happy with that.
misbehaved. Yet another chance where you have misbehaved and then received a mission.
And now we're gonna have a race. You're putting yourself in peril. You're putting Jovi in peril. Your only job was to fix a light bulb, man.
I
And
know.
not even fix the
Not
light
even
bulb, to
fix
just
it. Just
figure
get
out where
it.
the light bulb is that needed fixed.
You just had to get the light bulb and bring it back.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like they made it into a competition. It didn't need to be. And I feel like Kai is the one who goads Chovy into that competition.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think Jovi just needed someone to be on board with it, to be like sold.
Yeah. Well, at first I was like, oh, they're having fun. Like, that's so cute. Like,
Yeah,
so fun.
they're
They're running around.
giggling.
And then it got really competitive. And I was just like, oh, like, what was that unnecessary,
They
like,
don't have a 50%. They're 0 or 100.
yeah. Well, because I thought it was very sneaky of Jovi, who saw the bull, and while Kai was like showing off or like having fun, like sneaks out, and then Kai like super overreacted and was like, "No,
Well, they
I
were having a
misread
cute
it."
little friendship moment, and all of a sudden Jovi just pieces and be like,
Well,
I won. And then Kai almost falls to his death.
the amount of times Kai almost falls to his death
Yeah.
is many.
Concerning.
It's concerning. This kid just like jumps everywhere. I thought it was cool that they used the lightsabers as
Yeah. And then
yeah,
their teamwork together to get back up was very nice to see.
yeah. I did think that was nice. Did you clock the Jedi music when they were working together? I was like, "Ooh, this is loud."
Yeah. Because Jedi work together.
Yeah. I thought it was cute. And then they came and Master Zia was like, "I was teaching you guys a lesson the whole time." Like,
She's like, I knew
you
it was gonna happen. She's like, I saw this
yeah.
a mile away.
So I am hoping that we do see Jovi, and I'm hoping because we did get some of our
Jovi gets a
other
name, so I would be surprised if Jovi does not reappear.
yeah. I do hope like we get some of the other Jedi names, like the ones like the Frankenstein kid.
Girl with the little puffs.
Yeah, and then we've seen the girl with the little so there's the girl with
The
the big
bubble
puffs
braids.
and then the bubble braids. We've seen those three a lot. So I'm kind of hoping because honestly, I think this is the first time we've seen Jovi,
Yes. That's why I
even
was
as a
surprised. I was
background.
like, we have seen many young Jedis, and Jovi is not one of them.
Yeah.
Do
So
are you prepared for the lesson?
sure.
Each of us has light within us. Our jobs as Jedi is to help find that light so we can share it with others.
That's kind of a weird lesson. Like I like it, but
I feel like that's a good thing to live by, is that we want, like, this podcast is about the positivity and the light. I'm like, oh, this
that's
fits
true.
us. This fits us very well.
It's
And
our
we want to
lesson.
share a light and be a light. We don't want to be negative.
That's true. That is
So,
true. I liked how she recharged the light
yeah.
with just her lightsaber. So I assume the
They're
Kyber
like, here,
crystal
now
has
go
to.
put it back.
I know. It was just like, thank you for this arduous journey you were on to fetch this. Let me just
I
go
don't
like
think it's,
this.
but the thing is, had they done what they were supposed to, I don't think it would have been arduous at all. It's
They would
literally
have just been
paths they
walking.
use at night. They're just fixing the street light.
That's true.
It wasn't like this, they made it hard on themselves because it was literally a walk down the evening path to get the light.
That's true.
Like,
And it was kind of nice in this episode to see Kai without his support system.
Yes.
Because like Liz and Nubs were kind of nowhere to be seen in this episode other than the very
I like
beginning.
seeing them on their own and not as the team because, like, the list
Yeah.
and the creature companions was great last time. We really haven't seen Nubs soloed.
No, I don't think we've ever seen Nubs soloed. We've seen where he's highlighted, but not just.
Not without his team, because it's usually, oh, he figures out a problem and he goes gets his team. So
Yeah.
I would be curious to see Nubs soloed. We even got a little bit of like Tabor soloed.
Yeah, because I mean he lost, but we did get Tabor solo.
Yeah.
So but yeah.
Oh. Who
I think
won the set?
I'm gonna go with who
Tabor.
won? I'm gonna go with Tabor. I think he actually learned quite a few life lessons this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I am hoping that he's internalizing them. And the fact that we got him in so many of these episodes,
We got a lot of Tabor.
I was kind of like, we didn't get Tabor for a while, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
he's
I
just
feel like I
returned.
hate to say it, it might have been Kai. He's had a strong run of episodes, even though he's causing his own problems, but he does seem to be learning a bit.
That's true. And he's fixing his problems.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah,
helping others with those things that he has now learned.
that's
So
true.
I think it
Oh,
might be. We didn't get
yeah.
any new droids. We have not had new droids in quite some time.
We barely got other than EB3, the one episode with the Talon takeover, we barely got any droids because like even RJ is like minor. We haven't seen RJ his personality in a while.
No, no.
Not since the DJ episode with
I'm not looking up the names of the next episodes to see if I have a cheater.
they're
There's a
pretty.
junkyard sleepover in our next episode, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering if our
Our
giant's
friend
coming back.
JG one will probably come back for that. But this is where I'm like, are they going to introduce any more droids? Do
I
you
don't
think for the rest?
know.
We're getting towards the end of the season.
We are. We're getting very close. I should stop reading the titles so I don't spoil these for me. We are getting close to the end of the season. We are getting close to Life Day. We
Yes, we
are getting
are.
close to Skeleton Crew. I'm so
I'm
excited
very
about
excited. I
this.
saw a teaser. I need to watch the entire trailer.
Mhm.
But yeah, I need to look into it more. I've been kind of waiting because I just don't want to like hype myself up until we
Yeah.
get to that point. But I believe after this episode airs, we're going to be airing the Life Day episode, correct?
We are.
Uh,
So for people that want to be prepared, this is a good thing to say because this is the longer run. We're not going to recap. We're going to talk more about Life Day than recap. But even though it's out of order, we are going to do the Christmas special with the Chewy Life Day. You can find it on YouTube. It's a bit harder to find, so YouTube's kind of probably your best bet. But that will be coming out next. So if you want to join us for that, Life Day is the way to go to keep, and that's going to be a bonus episode, so that'll actually be released on Life Day,
yeah, which is Sunday,
the
the
17th.
17th.
Are you prepared to watch Life Day?
I am like I have no
This is your first time
expectations going
ever.
into it. I have no expectations going into it. I've literally only seen the poster and it looks very wild. Like I'm just like I don't understand what's going on here. I think I did see a commercial for it when I was googling it and I was just like this it will be interesting. And as a person I don't tend to watch older movies either. Um so it will
Oh,
be
buckle
fun.
up.
I know. I'm like I am excited to watch it and talk about it, but I'm also I had asked Danny what I should like prepare for and she was like don't prepare. Just watch it. That's all you need.
There's no preparing. Just go in. No, it's campy. It's not short.
Yeah, it is very long. But no, I'm excited because actually in the chronological order, this is this is outside of chronological, so it'll be nice to kind of watch something
Well,
that's
and
a
then
little
we
bit
will
more
actually come
familiar.
back with the Young Jedi Life Day episode.
Yes,
So that'll be fun to see.
that'll be the week after, so that'll be
I don't
next
have
week.
real Life Day globes, but I do. I just dropped it. I don't have real Life Day globes, but I do have a globe.
Is that a Life Day globe? I guess I'm too much of a Swiftie in this moment. I'm like, oh, that looks like a willow orb.
I like space. It's a moon.
Oh, oh, is that like from the lamp? Those lamps are so cool.
It's actually just like, oh, this one might need new batteries. It's a little blinky. And I have a smaller one too, but that's what I dropped on the floor.
I was gonna say you can have a Halloween Town moment with that too. It's like a nice glowing orb.
The little one would be great for Halloween Town, but I love my little glowy. I almost brought these to the forest.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
We'll do some globe photo shoots at some point.
Yeah, we
But
have
yes,
to.
so if you need a life day orb, you can order a light up moon. It's really funny because in my camera, like reflecting on my computer, it's straight up the moon.
Yeah, I just see the globe. I'm like, it's just a round circle of light.
Yeah.
I love it.
So you
Yeah.
can.
So I am excited about the next episode. I cannot wait. But as always, we're not the droids you're looking for.
But we're the droids you're gonna get.